Well, hello everybody. So today we are going to do a comparison video between two Panasonic VCRs, and also there will be a Sanyo VCR that I will show after this. It will be this one. So this one is the VCR that I got yesterday and also reviewed. So this is my favorite VCR in my collection now, my Panasonic model NV-SD300 Super Drive VCR with the K mechanism, awesome. And this one is my Panasonic OmniVision, and the model number is not written on the front, and this one is written on the back side. I will show it right now. Right here on the back side, PV V4660K, and the manufacturing date is also written on it. Where is it written? Here, it was made in the year 2000, same year I was born. And this one, it was made in the mid-90s, so I'm guessing around 94 or 95. And this VCR, I got it 6 years ago. I got it in June 2012. So it's been a long time that I have these VCRs. This VCR, it's back when I first started my VCR collection. And I bought it at Value Village. And this one on eBay. And so we are going to compare the mechanisms today. So they are different. This one is OmniVision, and this one is Super Drive. So most Panasonic VCRs are OmniVision, and Super Drive VCRs are like more rare. And so when I first got this VCR, when I first saw it, I didn't know like all the mechanisms like I know today. So when I looked into the cassette door, I saw that there was a pinch roller that goes down. So I thought it was the K mechanism. But then I opened it and I saw that the loading motor was placed here, so it was not it. So I didn't know this mechanism before I got it, this one. And on the K mechanism, the loading motor is not placed at the same place. So I find these two mechanisms are quite interesting, and they both have a pinch roller that goes down. They have some similarities, and there is a main difference. The mechanism is made of aluminium die cast. That's what I've heard from a comment on my video yesterday. And this I don't really know what is the material, but it is not the same material. The chassis is not made of the same kind of metal, and this was more low cost to produce than this VCR. Like this VCR is this VCR is better quality than this one for the mechanism. And on the bottom side, this VCR uses a rubber belt, which I have replaced with a rubber band. And on this VCR, it uses a toothed belt. And so right now we're going to insert a cassette in the two VCRs. So this is a VHS-C adapter. So there is the VHS-C tape that the VCR King recorded for me with the videos that we filmed with his mini DV camcorders. We transferred it to a VHS-C tape. Now we're going to insert this. So it starts playing automatically because there was no tab on this VHS-C adapter. Now we will press stop. And the other Panasonic VCR, the display is quite dim. So as you can see on this model, like on most Panasonic OmniVision VCRs from the early 2000s, it lost the tape around the drum, but when it's not playing, the drum is not turning. You can see it loaded and then the drum stopped spinning. And if I press play, it will start spinning and stop. As you can see, it continues spinning, so that's pretty special how this VCR works. And I wonder if the remote of this Panasonic works with this one. This remote that I got with this Panasonic, and apparently this is not the original remote, but this is a program director MB, and it works with it, but oh yeah, it does work. So these two VCRs use the same remote signal, but yeah, it does work, but there is no like arrow button, so I cannot navigate the menu, so that's what I noticed. And I don't know if there was something in the menu that allows this VCR to play a PAL tape on a NTSC TV, or if you need a NTSC TV, or if you need a PAL TV to play PAL tapes. That's what I meant. Okay, now pretty interesting. I got back a remote for this VCR, and now I can change the tape speed, as you can see. So now I can use this VCR again to record in the 3 speeds in stereo, because this is a hi-fi stereo VCR. Pretty interesting. Yeah. Now we will eject this tape. And here these two VCRs are quiet, but this VCR is a bit slower to eject. And the things that this VCR have in common, as you can see behind there is a cam gear, and on this VCR under here there is the same type of cam gear, and there are gears here for the pinch roller. There is a tower gear, the elevator gear, just behind this shaft. And there's the same thing here, so this is something that's similar on these two mechanisms. And well, here there is some sort of sliding plate that goes in that direction for inserting and ejecting the cassette. As you can see, it moved the cassette carriage with this kind of spring mechanism. And this VCR, it does not have that sliding plate here, but it drives a metal gear here, similar to the G mechanism. And it's driving like a spring mechanism here too, for inserting the cassette. So I find this pretty interesting. So these two mechanisms are quite similar, but the main difference is that the loading motor is not located at the same place. So on this Panasonic, the loading motor is here, and on this one it's just on the bottom side, like behind the cassette carriage, behind the mechanism in that area. And that mechanism is pretty interesting. This one I have already compared it with a sharp VCR mechanism that is quite similar, with the loading motor at the same place and driving the same kind of gears. So there is a worm gear driving a gear here, one here, and then there is here the tower, the elevator gear for the pinch roller, and that gear is driving this arm that brings the tape here behind the pinch roller and the capstan. And so then it's driving that cam gear, which is common on the two mechanisms. And there is another main difference. As you can see, this arm that goes from here to here, that places the tape on behind the capstan, is not at the same place. As you can see, there it's placed here in the other hole in the cassette, and there it's placed here. And this arm does the same function. So this is what is particular on this K mechanism. And also it uses a quite similar power supply with a small transformer and all that. And what's similar, what is special in this VCR, what is unusual, is that this VCR was made in the year 2000, and most of the time in VCRs made like after the year 2000 or in 2000 or in the late 90s, there is the drum motor usually is on the top side, and here for a VCR made in the 2000s, the drum motor is on the bottom side, which is quite interesting, and on this one it's on the top side, which is also pretty unusual, these two VCRs. And there are versions of VCRs with this K mechanism with the drum on the bottom side. So that's quite interesting. Now we will see the fast forward speed. It's pretty fast, but I think it's slower since I use the rubber band, but the rubber band actually does its job in this VCR. The rubber band that I put, it just does the job and works well. As you can see, it's pretty fast. It rewinds in about 1 minute or a bit more. And the original belt is I placed it here with a tape. And this belt was slipping when the tape was arriving in the beginning when rewinding, so it was not rewinding to the beginning because that belt was slipping. And it's also special that this VCR uses, as you can see, it uses this kind of cable that connects the audio head, and here it uses just regular ribbon cables, which is quite interesting for a VCR of that time to use this kind of cables, and also this one too. So now we're going to see the fast forward speed on the Panasonic NV-SD300. So it's less faster. Well, yeah, when it's fast forwarded, I think it sounded similar to my series with JVC mechanism. I don't know if you talk the same thing. I will fast forward again so you can hear it. It kind of sounds similar to my JVC VCR. Yep. I think it sounds similar to that one. I don't know if you think the same thing. So now I think we will compare this cake mechanism to the Sanyo VCR. It's over there. Okay, right now I'm going to compare this Panasonic with this Sanyo VCR. The model number is VHR H628. So I got this VCR in 2013. It is a hi-fi VCR. And I'm comparing the Sanyo VCR with the Panasonic because the mechanism is quite similar. So as you can see, the two VCRs have a pinch roller that goes down. They look a lot similar. As you can see, there is the same type of plastic, same color also, and that plastic thing, the plastic piece here, there is about the same thing here. As you can see, the plastic that holds the pinch roller assembly is the same color as in the Sanyo. It uses the same type of plastic with that plastic part, which also it is also used for opening the VHS tape door. Here, when the VHS tape falls down, it opens using this thing and that part here in the Panasonic. And this Sanyo has the arm placed normally, like in all VCRs, unlike this Panasonic. This one is the only mechanism I know that actually has this arm placed here. This half loading arm that places the tape back here. As you can see, when I put my finger near the sensor, silver tapes, the VCR activates. Does it do in this one too? Yes, it does. So the loading motor also sets off in this Panasonic silver tapes when I put my finger near the sensor. And now we will insert this VHS tape in the Sanyo VCR. So it loads smoothly, just like the Panasonic, but it does a lot more noise. So this mechanism is quite smooth, and yeah, this mechanism is more noisy than the Panasonic. And it has a similar ejecting mechanism. As you can see, there is a spring mechanism here too, and it's driving this series of gears. So I find the two mechanisms very interesting, and as you can see, there is this plastic gear that elevates the pinch roller. Looks very similar on the two VCRs. And here there is this gear, the pinch roller. This piece of the pinch roller assembly, it falls down into that gear to move the pinch roller. And this VCR has the same type of gear, just under this. And I think there is also a cam gear somewhere here. But on this VCR it is less visible. The loading motor is also not placed at the same place. Like on this Panasonic, the loading motor is like facing that direction, just like this. The worm gear is placed like this, and it's just under there. And on this Sanyo VCR is facing that direction, and well, it's placed under here, just under the mechanism in that area. You can see it from the upper side. So on these two VCRs, the loading motor is on the bottom side. So very interesting, these two mechanisms. So I don't think the remote is going to work for the Sanyo, of course not, because it's not a Panasonic, so it's not gonna work, of course. And there is a main difference on these two VCRs. It's on the bottom side, so you can't really see it now. But on this Panasonic, there is a sliding plate that slides horizontally like this, in that direction. And on this Sanyo VCR, the sliding plate is like a circle shaped, and it moves in that direction, just under the mechanism, which I find pretty interesting. You can actually see it here, and you can also see it moving. So I find that very interesting in this Sanyo, very nice. I wish you could see the bottom side in action. So I love these two mechanisms. This Sanyo VCR is from, I think, 1996. I think I have seen the date somewhere at some moment. And on this one also the drum motor is on the bottom side. So yeah, we have two very interesting VCR mechanisms. So now I think that's pretty much the end of my video. Oh, also, there was something that I forgot to say. That here there is the plug, the power plug, and you can unplug it from behind, and it's the same thing for the Sanyo, but this Panasonic does not have the removable plug. So that's pretty much it for my video, and well, goodbye. Oh, there is something pretty interesting that I forgot to talk about. Just did you notice the front of the two VCRs, the Sanyo and the Panasonic? They really resemble. As you can see, they have foots like this. They are the same color. Here, on the two VCRs, I think this is like a color sticker that is stick on this. So this is some sort of decoration, and as you can see, it's rounded on this side too, where the display is, and it's kind of a rounded shape, the VCR. As you can see, the two VCRs are some sort of a rounded shape. So there are VCRs that are rounded and some are not. As you can see here, this Mitsubishi is like shape more square. So there are different front design for VCRs. So that's pretty interesting. As you can see, this one here is more square. This one too. This one, and this Toshiba is a bit rounded, and this Mitsubishi here on the top too. So this is pretty interesting.